Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is that you've tuned in to watch this. This is Lighty Collects again, coming at you with a new video. Not new coins, but I thought, being one of my favourites, we'd actually take a decent closer look up at the Primates 4 coin set. Now, this is a set issued on behalf of Pobjoy Mint. It's limited to 7,500. I believe it's still available on Pobjoy. I believe in the region of £45, somewhere like that. Really nice set this. And as I say, we're going to have a bit of a closer look at it today. So we start off, it's really cool. These little flaps all open out individually. I'm going to find the first one that we're going to talk about, and it will be the Barbary ape. So it goes on and it gives you a little bit of information about the Barbary ape. And it says, one of the best known old world monkey species, the males play an unusual role in rearing the young. Because the paternity is uncertain, males are integral to raising all of the infants. The population in Gibraltar is the only such population outside of Northern Africa and the only population of wild monkeys in Europe. So, without further ado, let's pop it out and we'll have a closer look at it. He says. So here we go. So this is your Barbary ape, and I love it. It's really simple design. Just you would normally say the mother, wouldn't you, with a baby, but having just read that, it's the males that are actually integral in raising them. So maybe it's a baby and its father. So on here we can see it's from Gibraltar, 2018, Elizabeth II on there. Nice portrait. So a little bit about the Barbary apes and Gibraltar. Well, we're just having a nice closer look at this. Right, the Barbary ape. A popular belief holds that as long as the Gibraltar Barbary apes exist in Gibraltar, the territory will remain British. How true that is, I don't know. This is just all from some little bits of research that I've just been doing. Another story links Gibraltar to Africa by a subterranean passage which begins at Lower St Michael's Cave in Gibraltar and passes underneath the Strait of Gibraltar, and the Gibraltar Barbary apes entered the rock from Morocco this way. So again, that's quite an interesting little fact in there. Currently there are around 300 of these Barbary apes in Gibraltar, in 5 separate troops that occupy the upper rock of the Gibraltar Nature Reserve. Though they make occasional forays into town. As they are a tailless species, they are known as Barbary apes or rock apes, despite actually being monkeys. So again, something a little bit interesting there. Okay, so we'll put this one back in and we'll crack on with the next one. Okay, so next up we have the chimpanzee, and again we just read you a little bit here. These primates are our closest living relatives, sharing more than 98% of our genetic blueprint. They live in social communities of several dozen animals and are one of few species that use tools. Although chimps and humans are closely related, the apes have suffered at human hands and are actually endangered. So again, let's just pop this one out and we'll have a nice close-up look at this one. Oh, there we go. So I would hazard a guess that this is the mother and the baby. So the Rock of Gibraltar is one of the pillars of Hercules, but the peninsulas that flank the entrance to the Strait of Gibraltar, a narrow strait which connects the Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea and separates Gibraltar from Morocco in Africa. At the narrowest point, Europe and Africa are only separated by 7.7 nautical miles of ocean. The common chimpanzee can be found in northwest and central Africa and is a species of great ape. This primate lives in groups which range in size from 15 to 150 individuals, although they split into much smaller groups to travel and forage during the day. The species lives in a male-dominated and strict hierarchy, which means that disputes can generally be settled without the need for violence. So, although, you know, quite often you'll see that these can be depicted as quite violent animals, it obviously says there, generally any differences are sorted out before the need for violence. So again, really nice coin, one that I like anyway. Sorry. Okay, and we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so next up we have the baboon. And again, we'll just read you a little bit off here. Of all the primates in Africa, the baboon most frequently interacts with people. Apart from humans, baboons are the most adaptable of the ground-dwelling primates and live in a wide variety of habitats. Baboons have a long dog-like muscles and powerful jaws. And I think you can just, from that picture there, you can just about see it. You know, sort of the elongated face. So let's crack it on and we'll have a look at the coin. And this is obviously just on his own. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe these can grow quite large. So yeah, again, let's flip it over. So again, a really nice coin. So a little bit about the baboons. They are found in northwest Africa. The baboon is the most, as we were saying, the most interactive with people. Out of all the primates in Africa, as well as being the most adaptable of the ground-dwelling primates and being able to live and survive in a wide variety of habitats. Being some of the most identifiable of the primate world, baboons have tufts of hair on either side of their faces and long dog-like muscles and powerful jaws. If I just zoom you in, it's almost like whiskers on the side of their faces, you know, that we would associate with both dogs and cats. So you can see it on there. Also, their most well-known feature is the large hairless bottoms, which again we can see quite nicely there. They are very sociable creatures, and a troop can consist of anything from 12 to literally hundreds of members who grooms and sleep together and protect one another. This particular monkey also has at least 10 different vocalizations which they use to communicate within their troop. So almost, you know, sort of their own language that they use to communicate with one another. which again is something I find totally fascinating. But yeah, so that is the baboon, and we have one more left, and that will be the red Columbus. So we'll just have a look at that next. Okay, so here we are with the last one of the four, the red Columbus, and continuing on with how we've been going. This says on here, this monkey is primarily, I'm going to get slaughtered for the sets pronunciations now, arboreal, and is highly sensitive to hunting and habitat destruction, and has been referred to as the most threatened taxonomic group of primates in Africa. They live in large groups which can number up to 80 monkeys. So following on as we have been, we'll just pop this one out and we'll just have a look at it a little bit closer. I think this is probably the cutest of the four, and we can see just sitting down on its backside with the red Columbus monkey there, and obviously the 50 underneath on a sort of mirrored background, isn't it? And again, the back is Gibraltar 2018 Elizabeth II portrait. Okay, so as we have been doing with all of the coins, we'll just give you a little bit of information. So the red Columbus monkey can be found in Western, Central and Eastern Africa, and they are tree-dwelling and specialised herbivores that are active during the day. They live in groups of up to 100 individuals and are social animals like most primates. They have special calls that communicate different messages used for warning of danger and also for mating. So a bit similar to the last one that we were discussing that has got all the different calls, so does the red Columbus monkey. The diet of the red Columbus is made up mainly of leaves from over 60 different varieties of trees and plants. Most animals are unable to access the nutrition in leaves because they cannot digest them, but red Columbus monkeys have a large 4-chambered stomach filled with beneficial bacteria which allows them to digest the cellulose-filled leaves. It has been reported that the red Columbus monkeys are probably the most threatened taxonomic group of primates in Africa, as they are highly sensitive to the habitat destruction and hunting that again we previously spoke about. So that's the final one of the four. As I say, it's one of my, I think it was one of the first sets that I bought. So it's, you know, it's one of my favourite sets. So let me know what you think about it down below. If you found this interesting, the way I've done this, give you a bit of information on each coin. Let me know which is your favourite. As I say, I think probably for me, out of them, I would probably go with a red Columbus. For me, I don't know, it just looks quite cute little thing. I'm sure if you were confronted with one, I'd be saying something totally different. Obviously then the Barbary ape, your baboon. For some reason baboons always come across to me as really quite aggressive and quite nasty. And then finally the chimpanzee. So yeah, let me know which one is your favourite. So I believe they're still available on Pobjoy for around about £40. Don't quote me on that. As I say, they are limited edition to 7,500 of each. And it's just something, you know, I find it a nice set. it was something a little bit different for me. It was probably it was without doubt the first coloured coins that I bought. Yeah, so let me know what you think of them. Fingers crossed we should be back on Saturday for our live stream with Lose Coins, where we just have a nice general chat, some giveaways and a bit of fun and jokes. It's my mistake that we haven't been on already. I just hadn't been feeling too well this week, so for one reason or another we gave it a miss. So I thank you all for tuning in to watch. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Please hit the thumbs up. If you're not already, please hit the subscribe button. If you don't mind sharing it, that would be nice. And fingers crossed, we will see you on Saturday between 11 and 1. Peace, love and respect to everybody, and I'll see you soon.